Okay, so we're about 1 minute after 11 o'clock, and we got a lot of people on the line, so I think that we'll go ahead and get started. I'd like to start off with thanking everyone for attending today. I'm Christopher Brooks, Operations Manager for Outsource IT. The purpose of the call today is to overview what's happening in the world of IT due to COVID-19. Now, we do have a few guests on the line today to talk about the industry as a whole, and I'll introduce them as we go along. They'll be speaking to what's happening in the supply chain as well as some secure solutions for working remotely. Now, we have a lot of people attending today, so microphones are currently muted. We'll take some questions at the end, so please feel free to type them into the chat screen as we go along. We have team members also taking notes who will follow up with individual emails to make sure that you have a written and also full response. So here's a brief status on Outsource IT. As soon as the lockdown was put in place, we immediately implemented our business continuity plan and had everybody working remotely. The first 2 weeks especially were very busy assisting clients with remote work capability, but we're very proud of our team here. They did an excellent job towing the line for all of our clients. We've been making a number of company announcements such as how-to documentation for remote workers, as well as extending our unlimited managed services support to home users as an add value. If you don't currently subscribe to managed user support or help desk, it's a cost-effective solution that you may want to speak to your account manager about. Our vendors and distribution partners have been extremely supportive. They're providing us regular updates to our team, ensuring that we are able to best inform our clients. For on-site services, we continue providing services in 152 cities across Canada, and we scrutinize every support visit. Our team is well equipped with protective gear and instructions on staying safe. Before we go on site, we're contacting the client to ensure that our team is able to work at a distance from client staff. Any equipment coming or going from our site is also sanitized. During all of this, we've actually added to our team. We have a new systems administrator with a background in solutions development. He'll be working on various items, but especially with our sales team, and provide consultation services, which is an add value for all of our clients. So be sure to let your account manager know any plans or questions you may have. They'll arrange a time for that free consultation. So everything for us has actually gone very well, and I would like just to say how much we appreciate all of our clients working with us. Everyone's teams has been just excellent to work with. So our first guest speaker for today is Julie Jeffries from Microsoft. So the floor is over to you, Julie.
Thank you so much, Chris. Really appreciate it. So wanted to make sure I spent a little time with you guys today on what Microsoft is doing to be able to help with the two scenarios that we're really seeing impact our customers. The first one is regards to being able to work remote, obviously, and then also in the time of crisis on how to make sure that our customers and our partners are able to do so securely. So with our first priority really being able to ensure the health and safety of our customers and our partners, we wanted to make sure we were making our Microsoft Teams available to all of our customers and partners at no cost. And so for the majority of you who probably already have Microsoft Teams, we have incremental support that we've been offering our customers to be able to support both IT as well as the end user. So you'll see that we've implemented a substantially increased number of instructor-led trainings for IT to be able to support with any deployment guidance, transitions from Skype to Business to Microsoft Teams, or just really around guidance on how to be able to support governance when your customers and your employees are doing remote work. Second thing that we wanted to really make sure that we're helping is with the amount of individuals that now were working remote, helping equip them with best tips and tricks and practices on how to be able to use the technology tools that you guys make available to them from the comfort of their home offices. And so you'll find that on a daily basis right now, we are offering instructor-led live training for end users on how to use Microsoft Teams, how to do some best practice for remote learning. But incrementally, we're also offering at no cost our Microsoft Learning Path. And so that's a great tool that helps our customers be able to support their end users with video tutorials, customized communication. That's all available in, I'm going to call it a customized pre-populated SharePoint site that's available for our customers to be able to communicate with all of their employees no matter where they're currently working. The second thing that we were really seeing as our customers and our partners were starting to work from remote was the support needed, not just to be able to do internal meetings, but also being able to support with larger events, customer connection calls. And so while Microsoft Teams continues to be able to support calls for up to about 250 participants, we also wanted to ensure they were extending our Microsoft Teams live events to be able to support the new scenarios that our customers were facing. And so we implemented an increased support for Teams live events to be able to support up to 100,000 attendees, but also ensuring that our customers had the incremental support on how to run these remote trainings or town halls or customer events. We're offering free live assistance to be able to support the customer in setting up the live events, producing the event, as well as the support after the event to ensure that they have that incremental support as they're trying to move in-person engagements to that online scenario. Second thing that we've really been seeing substantially occur in the last couple of weeks is the increased importance of working remotely securely. For those of you who stay close to the Canadian Centre for Cybersecurity, you'll have seen a lot of their announcements recently that due to the COVID scenarios, they're seeing a substantial increase related to phishing attacks and malware scams targeting Canadian customers. And so we wanted to also ensure that we are providing our support for our customers and partners, not just to be able to work remotely, but also manage the business securely as well, and being able to ensure that they had a couple of key pieces. So the first one that you'll see from us is that we've created some support resources to help our customers be able to educate your employees on how to spot things like phishing attacks and other key recommendations on staying secure. And so we've put together a lot of great communication assets, both training videos as well as email communication assets that are helping our customers be able to support employees in this new secure scenarios that they're facing today. The second thing, which is something that we've always had available, for those of you who do have Microsoft subscriptions, we continue to offer support with SecureScore and incremental training for our customers on utilizing SecureScore, which helps you really understand what your current security posture is, monitor and improve your security, really to be able to help you get a better understanding of what your current security posture is to help give you some recommendations on key things you can implement. And we're obviously ensuring that we're also able to support with some of those implementing security pieces by providing at no-cost trials or no-cost solution areas there as well. And so the first one I typically talk about when I'm talking to our customers in regards to ensuring that they have that secure environment is around multi-factor authentication. It's really one of those most important first things to secure is your identity. And at the end of today, I will make sure that you guys all have access to how to get multi-factor authentication at no incremental cost at the moment as well. We obviously want to make sure that we're continuously providing our customers and partners any of the incremental guidance and digital training when it comes to the security pieces. And so you'll see that we're hosting a good number of live training events over the next couple of weeks, as well as on-demand technical training and CISO level training in regards to securing your remote work, governing around phishing attacks, as well as how to increase the security posture. And so I'll make sure I'm sharing out after today's call all the great links to those incremental training assets. And then lastly, one of the things we wanted to make sure is as our customers were moving more to these virtual conversations, knowing that they're super important for them to be private and secure, we're also supporting a lot of that incremental training and resources around the security and compliance features that are built into Microsoft Teams, and to be able to how to set up some of that best practices in regards to having those virtual conversations in a secure and private manner. So those are the key things that as we're watching the IT environment right now across working remotely as well as implementation of security, that my teams are really focused on ensuring that we're investing in training, no-cost solution options, as well as incremental support for our customers today. Just as a quick reference, you guys do have the availability to access a lot of the content that I was just mentioning on our key website. The short URL, just for a quick reference, is aka.ms/secure. HPShare.com/remoteworkca, and that will give you access to the different incremental training assets and resources that we're supporting with our customers today. So Chris, those are the key things I wanted to share of what Microsoft is currently doing across remote work, as well as helping our customers secure.
Oh, that's fantastic, Julie. I really do appreciate that. And we'll get those Microsoft links from yourself, and we will share it out. Our account managers will send that out as a follow-up email, so everybody has those as well. So thank you, Julie. Really do appreciate that. Also, any questions for Julie, definitely add them into the chat screen here. We can also follow up by email if you have any follow-up questions, and we'll pass that along to Julie on your behalf and get you a good answer. So our next speaker is Mike Nibita from HP Canada. Over to you, Mike.
Thank you very much for having me today to talk on our approach to this unprecedented situation which many of us are experiencing at the current moment. At HP, we understand the challenge customers are facing. Our main priority is ensuring the safety and well-being of our channel partners, customers, and all of us at HP. At this time, we're increasingly aware of another threat that is amplified, which businesses need to be wary of, which is cybersecurity. According to a recent survey by HP, 74% of employees are currently working from home, many without dedicated office space or the same level of security measures in place while in the office. Recent study shows 80% of home office routers found to be vulnerable to potential cyber attacks, and over 90% of malware was found to be delivered by email. It's unclear how long this will last where we have to work from home. Companies need to put best practices in place now to keep employees and work safe. And today I'd like to share with all of you the HP technology and solutions embedded in our devices to protect against cybersecurity. Our product portfolio is rich and broad. I'd like to also briefly guide you through our work from home essentials to enable some of the key functions in our day-to-day work. And lastly, HP Elite Support. We are here 24/7, 365 days a year to provide over-the-phone technical support. The next slide that I'd like to show with you is our endpoint security stack. We have a very robust security solutions to help protect against cybersecurity. And today I'd just like to share with you on some of the key security features which customers can enable from work from home environment. At the very beginning, at the bottom of the chart here that you see is the endpoint security controller. The endpoint security controller is physically isolated and cryptographically secured. It provides hardware-enforced resilience for security features like HP SureStart and HP SureRun. This controls all of our security functions embedded in our HP hardware. The next most important security solution that we'd like to address here is called the HP SureStart. HP SureStart protects firmware that its antivirus solutions can't with the first and only self-healing BIOS. HP SureStart Gen 4 automatically self-heals a BIOS from malware, rootkits, or corruption. With runtime intrusion detection and easy manageability, HP SureStart can help you increase security, minimize downtime, and prevent costly security breaches. The next security solution that I'd like to draw your attention to is HP SureSense. HP SureSense uses deep learning models to detect malicious files, prevent malware, zero-day ransomware, and advanced persistent threat or APT attacks from harming your computer. HP SureRun. A variety of software processes and applications keep your PC secure while you work. Everything from antivirus software to cryptographic services. These processes help protect your PC against malware, secure data, guard against unauthorized access, and more. Malware often targets these key defenses in its attacks, attempting to turn them off or disable them in order to gain greater access to your PC. HP SureRun protects the applications that protect your PC, helps keep critical processes running, even if malware tries to shut them down. Hardware enforced by the HP Endpoint Security Controller, HP SureRun helps guard against malicious attacks on applications and processes. And lastly, HP SureClick. Protect your PC from malware that lurks in malicious websites or hides in common files, such as PDF, Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. HP SureClick isolates key applications in their own virtual containers, trapping any malware and deleting as soon as you close the application. Right now, HP is offering HP SureClick Pro for use of free charge until September 30, 2020 to help business and individuals stay digitally safe when working remotely during this crisis. HP SureClick Pro will offer enhanced protections beyond those provided by the version of HP SureClick that is included with the purchase of most HP PCs. This offer is available to HP and non-HP PCs. The next slide I'd like to share with you is working from home essentials. In the past 2 weeks, HP has really rethought the way we have to approach customers in this current environment. And this is a representation of a quick reference chart for customers to bring HP solutions together to enable work from home essentials. We have workforce executive and desktop solutions offered complementing with the accessories required to enable workers to work from home, such as keyboard, mouse, docking solutions, and displays. Our commercial displays are designed to reduce eye strain with large format displays, and customers can achieve 52% more productivity with dual displays or extra wide format displays. With the docking solutions, you can quickly dock to external peripherals such as printers and other accessories to enable work from home solution and optimize on the functionality. The last slide I'd like to share with you is our Elite support experience. For any customers that purchase our Elite or Z devices, get 24/7, 365-day support from HP. HP Premium support is available to all customers at no cost, and it's a priority line exclusive to HP Elite customers. You get priority repair status at any HP repair center. You can work with your agent of choice when calling in to establish that deep connection with our HP Elite support agents. All of this solution enable our customers to safely and efficiently work from home. And it was my pleasure to share with you our HP solutions, our work from home solutions to enable our customers to securely and efficiently work from home. And thank you very much.
Well, that's great, Mike. I really do appreciate that. Very helpful information. There are a lot of security solutions built right into these devices, and we'll get a hold of those slide decks and be able to share those out as well. So thank you, Mike.
Absolutely, thank you.
Yeah, you bet. So Synnex is a global IT distributor that operates as a supply hub for just about every vendor you could imagine. And today we have Eric Olson from Synnex Canada speaking about the supply chain. Over to you, Eric.
All right, thanks, Chris. I'm not going to put up any slides, just going to talk to some different things that we've been observing in the market. First thing that we've got up there, current trends, what's high demand, what's moving. As you can expect, definitely notebooks have been a big factor. Flying off the shelves, we're trying to bring in as many as we can. When we were aware that there was going to be a situation, one of the things we did is we put in extra orders to bring in about an additional 4 weeks worth of what would be normal run rate inventory for us so that we could be able to support you. Another one that people have been getting, so if you can't get notebooks, they're looking at the small form factor PCs, but with a display. It gives you the ability to have something small that you can put in your home and continue to work. Headsets have been flying off the shelves. Can't keep them in stock. I know we had at the end of March, we had about $3 million in back orders for equipment to bring into our warehouses to make sure that we could continue the supply. Webcams make a big difference. I know even talking to our own people, we have daily meetings and we've got everybody online. And so we get the comment from some of our employees, I go, boy, it's really nice to see a face. The other thing that was really big in recent was power requirements. So power bars, UPSs, again, lots of orders for those. Looking to the next wave of what we're expecting is, we have to continue to stay home. What we're hearing is, hey, I have a different setup in my office and I feel more comfortable with this or that or the other. So, we're looking at additional displays. We've been making sure we have plenty of inventory for that. Small printers, or everybody's used to being able to print in their office and they want to be able to maybe print something, see it, be able to correspond accordingly. Display stands, so that even for myself, I've got my laptop sitting on my desk, it's a little low. You start to feel it after the end of a long day, so having the ability to support it and lift it up. and then a good comfortable chair. So what are the challenges? I'll talk to some of the challenges that we've been facing and some of the things that we're doing to try and keep the flow going. So, when you're looking at supply, parts versus finished goods, it's great, we got all these products to ship, but, there's parts that go in them, and the manufacturing is all over the world. Some of our manufacturers have facilities in Mexico, but the components that were going into it were coming out of China, and so certainly made it difficult to flow. With some of the manufacturers that we're working with, the parts, they have them all there sitting in China, but their factory's closed, they can't assemble. So what they were looking at doing is that they were shipping it to facilities who could do contract assembly for them. They've even been leveraging companies like us where we've got some contract capability to be able to put together products for people. Speaking of that, when we get into our configuration facility, so a lot of the requirements, normally you would have sent this to your IT department, you would have had it pre-configured, you would give it over to your employee. If you can't do that, we've got capability to be able to set that up for you. But one of the challenges that we found in there is because of social distancing, we had to keep everybody apart. Our teams have been amazing at keeping up their SLAs and keeping that product flowing. But those are the things that we're all working with and we're all challenged with. Came up, we operate 20 distribution facilities in North America, and we actually had one infected person in one of our facilities in the US. What we were able to put into action our plan where we shut down the facility, we brought in the cleaners, and basically we only had a single day shutdown. So we're preparing and making sure that we can keep that flow going, keep people with the supplies they need to keep their businesses operational. And then one of the other challenges as of late has been courier deliveries. When you're looking at shipping products out all over the country, there's that need for somebody to be there. If there's nobody there, couriers at one point, they would try redeliveries, but the latest thing that we've been dealing with them is that they're just turning it around and sending it back to us. So we have a team in place that would, turn that around in a night, get that all credited back to you, and so that we can put it back into inventory and get it out again. But I mean, what we've tasked our teams with is, it's an extra phone call, make sure that, where are we shipping it to and that somebody's going to be there. Those are just the things I had real quick. I know you gave me 5 minutes, so I thought, Chris, I'd just kind of give you a quick summary. I'm hoping that it was helpful and answers a few questions for some people.
Oh, that's absolutely fantastic. Thank you, Eric. Really do appreciate that. So I'm just going to set up our next presenter. Outsource IT has solution architects on staff who perform detailed design work for every project performed by Outsource IT. These same solution architects also provide consultation services that I mentioned earlier, all as an add value. Today we have Jerome to go over some common challenges for our clients with remote workers. Over to you, Jerome.
Okay, thanks, Chris. Hi, everybody. As Chris mentioned, touch base on a couple of items, some practical items regarding working from home. A few things would be to think about is your infrastructure redundancy. Since everybody's working from home, people don't always think about, or IT doesn't always think about, well, we have a firewall and everybody can connect, but what a case of your firewall fails or the internet fails. Well, especially in these kind of days, it's good to think about some redundancy to get a second firewall or get a second internet connection to make sure that you have the highest available uptime. Along with that goes a bit of monitoring. It's always good to be aware of what's going on the firewall. So to extent, just not have the firewall up and running, but also have some monitoring in place to be able to monitor resources on the firewall, as well as being proactive in case there are some issues happening, if you're overloading connections, things like that. On the security side, it's also important to, especially nowadays with all this malware, I think, and Microsoft touched base on that already, is to have a multi-factor or two-factor authentication system in place. So you don't only rely on password authentication, especially with remote work. Usually with VPNs, you get full access into the environment. So it's important to have that extra layer of security in place. On top of that, there's also device compliance. That's becoming more and more important. Device compliance basically means that before the system is connected to or allowed into the network, there's a couple of checks it needs to pass. For example, some basic ones are virus scanner needs to be up to date, or Windows updates need to be up to date. If that does not happen or it's not in place, then the VPN connection is not allowed. That way you can somewhat guarantee that at least the minimum requires are met. Another common mistake or things that people don't really think about is, well, if I have VPN, you should only allow access to the resources required and not to the entire network. This due to the fact that if you do have VPN and the remote system is infected, then technically you could use the VPN connection to spread it throughout the network. So things to think about is restriction. Obviously, security comes with a bit of a headache, but that's a bit of a trade-off for to get this all secure. Same thing could be on the monitoring side to make sure you monitor your connection, so that if you expect to have about, say, 10, 20, 30 people working, that you don't end up with a surplus of connections, is to try to keep it all as much in place as possible. That's what I have so far. Chris, I'm not sure how we're doing in time. Is there any room for some more?
Yeah, no, I think that's fantastic for the moment, Jerome. We are going to get over to some questions. We have a couple that are rolling in. I just want to remind everybody, you can either raise your hand and I'll see that and I can turn your mic on, or you can just simply type into the chat screen any question that you may have, and we'll get that answered. Key thing here is that there's a lot of technical details around working remotely, and if you reach out to your account manager and just ask a simple question, that way we can ask all the right questions and be able to follow up with you and make some recommendations. And those consultation services are all as an add value. So let's open up the floor to a couple questions. For the sake of time, we'll give you a brief answer today, but we will follow up every question with a detailed email as well. So Greg is asking, is there any talk of any of the major video conferencing providers enhancing or expanding their video conferencing capabilities so they can better service the current demand for mass video calls in the near term? Personally, well, at the office here, we're using Microsoft Teams, and that's working extremely well for us. And Julie, you did touch a little bit on this, but Julie, maybe you can expand on that a little bit.
Happy to, and we have some really great documentation on some of the new capabilities that are coming out to Microsoft Teams, both in the next couple of weeks, but also over the next couple of months. And so after today's call, make sure that I provide to Chris and team our public Teams roadmap, which you'll be able to see all the new video conferencing features that are rolling out, as well as all of our reliability and currency that we are keeping on the video live aspects. So that's just incremental to the 2 points that I had mentioned earlier, which is being able to expand our capabilities with Teams live meetings, which historically was 10,000 individuals, and expanding it now to 100,000 individuals, and then being able to continuously support our customers with that live assistance, able to be able to set up that Teams live remote for large events or mid-sized events as well. So Chris, I'll make sure that I send after today's call the webinar, the link to the Teams roadmap to be able to support answering those questions as well.
That's fantastic. Thank you very much, Julie. And we'll follow up with Greg with some detail there. Make sure he has a good answer by email. Jeff asks, a topic that I would like to have touched on is domains, how they work, what they do, how to join 2 domains via permissions, and how do domains affect email. Now, Jerome, we'll probably have to follow up with a little bit more detail by email, but can you give a brief overview there?
Sure. Yeah, that is a fairly broad topic, and I probably can talk at least an hour about what needs to be done and what can be done. But to keep it short, assuming we're talking about Active Directory here, yes, you can join 2 domains together via an Active Directory trust. It can be going one way or 2 ways. 2-way trusts. Permissions can be given for users from one domain into the second domain. So there are quite a few options. This usually happens when the companies buy other companies or mergers and have multiple domain infrastructures. So there is definitely options. Again, there's also Microsoft documentation around that as well, but we can assist with that for sure.
Okay, that's great, Jerome. Thank you very much. And Jeff will most certainly follow up with you as well. Next question is Microsoft Teams FIPA compliance, so PHIPA. Julie, can you speak to that, please? Oh, I think we lost Julie on the line for whatever reason. Eric, are you able to speak to compliance for Microsoft?
A little bit. I mean, basically, Microsoft has a couple of facilities in Canada. So in order to maintain the confidentiality, all of the traffic can be specified to routes through the Canadian facilities.
Another question. We're using Teams with voice. I'm wondering if there's going to be an option to transfer from auto attendant to an external number directly. It is cost prohibitive to assign a phone number system user for each of these just or the purpose of a transfer. I think for the purpose of a transfer. Eric, I'm not too sure how up to speed you are on these aspects.
I haven't looked at the latest, but I know that outside of Teams, they also have phone as an option. So in the licensing, you would get the phone option for Office 365. And within that, they have a full-scale PBX. So I believe that the options should be available within that, but a little bit more research would have to be done.
Okay, well, I guess that wraps us up. We will follow up with everybody by email after the webinar. I really do appreciate everyone's time. We'll definitely be sending out a survey to get some feedback and perhaps what you would like to be able to see as a follow-up webinar in the future. From everyone at Outsource IT, thank you for your time. Stay safe, stay well, and all the very best. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.